So the laundry is being done right now, and someone asked me recently, first for what I do for my skin and how it's so clear, and second for my daily skin routine. So I thought I'd just kind of sit down and talk you guys through it. Um, I am someone who genetically has pretty good skin, but it does take some work to keep it clear. So I just want that as a disclaimer. Like, I've never had to visit a dermatologist for my skin issues. That said, though, there are a lot of steps, like simple steps that I take to keep my skin looking good and feeling good. So the first thing is definitely my diet and what I drink. So I drink a lot of water, like throughout the day, because I run and I work out pretty frequently. And I also eat really healthily. And obviously, I still eat like fried things and like really sweet things, but for the most part, I eat a lot of plants and I eat a large variety of plants and other grains and stuff like that. So I stay away from super processed food in general, just because that's what my body likes. And they say that your skin, your hair, your nails are the last places to receive nutrients. So if you notice that those things are starting to look dull, break, brittle, damaged, dry, what have you, then that's a sign, an early sign that you might be missing some nutritional value in your meals and what you eat in a day. So that's the first thing I want to say. Second is that I exercise really regularly. For me, I just enjoy exercise, but what that does is it opens up your pores and lets all that kind of like gunk come out. Now, the thing is, you do want to make sure you're washing your face and just doing a body rinse as soon as you can after exercising, or at least changing out of your sweaty clothes, because the more it sits on your skin, the more your pores are going to reabsorb all that stuff, plus everything else that it excreted. So that's not cute to just leave that sitting on your skin. So now, here's something else that I want to talk about. I am someone who used to think that putting oily product or moisturizing products on your face made your skin more oily, but I've come to learn that the opposite is true. So the more dry your skin is, the chances are the more oil your skin is going to produce to compensate for how dry it is. And so at first, even though you use like a heavy moisturizer, your skin will eventually realize, oh, I don't have to overproduce so much oil. So it'll start producing less and less oil, hence having a less greasy, oily face. But again, during the summer, I have like a super oily T-zone. That's just something that can't be helped. One of the biggest things that, excuse me, I make sure to do is to not overwash my face. So this is just like a random Japanese cleanser that my mom gave me. But it's super gentle. It doesn't have any sort of like acne killing medication in it and all of that. Not to say that that stuff is bad, but those medicated cleansers can be pretty harsh on your skin. And so if you don't need it, why use it, right? So I suggest, and again, I'm not a skin professional or anything, but from my experience, try a really simple skincare routine. Give yourself a couple months. Make sure that your diet is healthy, that you're eating lots of good things and feeding yourself and hydrating yourself and exercising and all of that, and give yourself a few months. And if your skin doesn't get better, then maybe try to use some stronger products. But again, when I stepped away from using harsh exfoliators and products that were geared towards acne, I actually found that my skin broke out a lot less. So yeah, this is a cleanser I use, and I try to wash my face once or twice a day, but no more than that, just because, again, like, you don't want to overwash your face. And I make sure to at least do it at night, because my rationale is, when you wake up in the morning, your skin is fine because you just washed it the night before. So I'll like splash some water on it if anything, but most of the time I just go to class and my skin looks great. So there's that. Then after I've patted my face dry, I use this. I swear by this stuff. This is the Thayer's Witch Hazel in Rose Petal flavor, or not flavor, scent. And this really just balances the pH of your skin, and it works as a toner. And I use it as an eye makeup remover and face makeup remover as well. The great thing is, like, I've had this for since like September, and I'm like not even halfway through. So I love this stuff, and I put this on before I use a moisturizer. So according to this, it's alcohol-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, gluten-free, undistilled witch hazel, rose water, cleanses, tones, etc. So it's cruelty-free too, which I look for in my products. Then I use my moisturizer. Now, this might be something that a lot of people disagree with, but I use a 3-in-1 moisturizer, and this is just every one lotion, and it's for hands, face, and body. So it's just a very simple moisturizer. Now, if it's really dry where you are, like winter where I am right now, this stuff probably won't work as well as like a heavier moisturizer, especially when it's dry, and I work in a hospital, so I would recommend maybe looking for something a little stronger. But for my face, this is perfect. After I put on the toner and let it dry, then I just pat this all over my face, and it's really soft. But again, it doesn't have a ton of extra harsh products or like what's the word for it? Just like super extra stuff, you know? I found, again, that my skin responds best to a really simple skincare routine. And so I look for things that are good for my skin, that are hydrating, that are healthy, and that has SPF, but not stuff that I don't need. Again, like I don't have acne, so why would I use products geared towards people with acne? And that's kind of like my side note here, is that a lot of those products stop working after a while, and it's because your skin kind of gets used to it and your body gets used to it, and so you might start having other skin symptoms. So that's just a little disclaimer. Again, not a dermatologist, not a skin specialist, so I recommend seeing someone who is certified or who has experience with this stuff. So that's what I do basically, and it's really easy and it works for my skin. If I have a breakout, I leave it alone. I don't pick at it. It used to be really hard for me to just let it go, but you know, a pimple, sometimes you really just gotta leave it be. I personally am someone who breaks out during, like right before my period. I'll get like a bunch of big cystic pimples, but again, I leave it alone. It doesn't show too much on my skin, and it'll go away eventually. Another few tips I have are changing your pillowcases or washing your pillowcases frequently, because all that face oil just kind of like gets on your pillow and it's on your face, and you know, all that bacteria, so that can cause a lot of skin issues for people. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much all I have. Again, I don't use a lot of face products. Oh, the biggest thing for me though, I think, is not using makeup. I repeat, I do not wear makeup. Last time, this is my foundation right here. Last time I put that on was probably over 6 months ago. Like, I don't put anything on my face on a day-to-day basis. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll put on some bronzer or blush or something like that. But again, I like really try to keep my pores nice and free of all this crap, because I don't care what YouTube makeup artists and stuff like that say about foundations not breaking them out. You're still putting crap in your pores and on your skin, and if you're doing it unnecessarily, like, and not washing it off well enough, like, it's just gonna cause a lot of problems. So I recommend that. And just like becoming comfortable with your naked skin. I mean, again, I have been blessed that I didn't have to deal with skin issues, so I'm not judging people who have insecurities about their skin. Like, I totally understand you, but you know, getting comfortable with your skin and letting it breathe is really important as well. I'm trying to think of any other tips I have. Washing your makeup brushes often and all of that. And again, I just need to reiterate, just because this works for me doesn't mean that it'll work for you. You might have, like, you know, genetics or other things that dictate your skin, and even if you do like the best job at being consistent with your skincare, you might still have breakouts and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, this video is almost 10 minutes long now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed kind of hearing me talk about skincare and stuff. It's not something I really thought was important or felt was important until probably about a year ago now. And since consistently taking care of my skin and, again, stripping down my routine, simplifying what I use, I have found that my skin is so much happier, so much clearer, and just in general, like, a lot more glowy and stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next clip. I'm gonna wash off my face mask, maybe start some work, but probably not if I'm being completely honest. But